Welcome back into the Gators Online Show. We're now joined by our guest of the week, Florida quarterback commit, DJ Lagway. DJ, appreciate you joining us this week, man. How's it going?
It's going good. Just blessed to be on the show. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you taking the time out. Definitely looking forward to bringing this conversation to Florida fans. Let them get to know a little bit more about you. Before we get into the football talk and Gator talk, let's kind of get into your background a little bit, where you were born and raised and kind of just your upbringing.
Yes, sir. Well, I was raised in Willis, Texas. You know what I mean? Just always just been playing all the sports, just enjoying it.
What was the first sport that you played growing up?
First sport, I think it was football. I think I started flag when I was 3. Yes, sir. So I think football was my first sport.
That's and obviously, growing up in a family that, had a dad that played the game, what was that like, kind of having that as a sounding board, as you were kind of growing up and having him as someone that, could give you some pointers?
It's a huge blessing, you know what I mean? Just already having that resource and guidance to help me through all this recruiting process stuff, and it's just been a blessing overall.
Now, Dad's a fullback, which means that's not a lot of glory, but a lot of work put in and taking on some big hits. What made you go the quarterback route instead of being a leading blocker?
As a kid, I just always like being in control of the game. Just in Little League, what I mean, not really throwing the ball, just being able to just catch it and run it. But as growing up, just starting to watch these different quarterbacks like Cam Newton, and just modeling my game after him at a young age, just definitely grew my love as a quarterback.
Now you mentioned Cam, but you're from Willis, Texas. Dad played for Baylor, so I imagine there was some Baylor stuff and some Bears household. But you mentioned Cam, who started his career at Florida. Did you have maybe a team growing up or some guys, like obviously you mentioned Cam, that you looked at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, most definitely. Just growing up watching RG3 as well, what I mean? So it's always been a blessing, meeting him, what I mean? So I've just been blessed to meet a lot of great players, a lot of Baylor legacy players as well.
That's awesome, man. Now, before we get into, your recruitment, your decision to pick Florida, when did recruiting even become a thing to you? When did you know what an offer was? When did that become a goal that was something you started striving for?
I'd say probably my 8th grade summer when I got my first baseball offer. That was really my first overall offer. So that's really what got me started, just knowing what the offer was and really just knowing what the work putting in, what I mean? But my first football offer was the summer of my 9th grade year. So that was when I got my first football offer.
And who was that from?
It was from Baylor. I got my first offer from Baylor. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. What was that moment like for you, just getting that, and especially given the family ties?
No, it was surreal. What I mean? It's always been a dream come true. Actually, I was talking to one of my teammates, actually, that just got his first offer. His first 2 offers, actually, from Florida this week. So I was talking about him just, remembering my moments of getting my first offer. So it was a surreal moment and something that I'll never forget.
Is that an I made it moment, and I think just, watching you and your story a little bit from the outside, was that more of just okay, they're noticing, but the work's still not done?
Yes, sir. Most definitely just the continue of work, what I mean? Just knowing that I had way more work to put in because I know I was just blessed at that time, what I mean? I wasn't really honestly just able to get, but honestly I worked hard and just made sure I continue to develop, and that's a huge thing for me.
Now, when did Florida?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I watched a couple of the visits you took with the YouTube videos, your visits, stuff like that. I wanted to know a little bit about your guy, Joe Hamilton, a fellow Texan. He it seemed like he picked you up when you were in Gainesville, and just a little bit about, everyone kind of talks about, Billy Napier or the coaches, but there's a lot of support staff that are also part of the family at each school. So tell me a little bit about Joe and that relationship.
I have a great relationship with Coach Hamilton. You know what I mean? We talk ball all the time, almost every day. You know what I mean? Just trying to figure out who we want to bring on the team with us, and just trying to overall help me recruit, and just helping me get to know some of the recruits that they're looking. Me and Coach Hamilton, we just get along so well. You know, I have a great relationship with him, and I know, I mean, and it all goes back to just having those Texas ties.
Awesome, man. Now, obviously, Joe, part of the Florida staff. When did the Gators kind of come on your radar? What was your initial impressions of the school, and what was it like initially getting to know the staff and the coaches and them as an option?
I've kind of had a relationship with the staff, especially Coach Hamilton, when they were at Louisiana. You know, I had a little relationship with them at the staff, and it definitely took off when they went to Florida. So that's when I really started to build that relationship with Coach Napier. You know what I mean? So it's just been a great experience just overall in the relationship with those guys, and just continue to go forward with it.
Is that kind of the reason why? I mean, there's many reasons to pick a school between academics, relationships, depth chart, fit, all kinds of things. What ultimately made you pull the trigger for Florida in December?
Just really the coaching staff. You know what I mean? I have, like I said, have a great relationship with those guys, and just Florida always being my dream school as a kid. You know what I mean? Just seeing that blue and orange always got me excited, and and a guy once told me, if that's your dream school, why wait? You know what I mean? So I took the opportunity, and I ran with it.
Now, how long did you know that Florida was your choice?
I knew about a couple months beforehand. You know what I mean? Just really, I wanted to take a couple more visits just to really make sure that was the place for me, and just wanted to talk to God about it, and just make sure that it was the place for me.
So you wanted it, but you kind of put it in God's hands, and you're like maybe winking at the end of your prayer, being like, God, you know what I want, but but maybe lead me there.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Now, when you decided to like go public with that decision, do you remember the moment that you told the coaching staff, and what was their reaction?
You know, they were super excited. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool because it was kind of late that night. I gave Coach Napier a call. You know what I mean? And just really just contemplating with my parents that this is the decision we're gonna make. You know what I mean? So just really it was like a late night call. I gave him, he answered, and I just let him know. So it was pretty surreal.
Now, obviously, Coach, one of several people on the staff that you talked to during this process. What was it like getting to know Billy, not only as a head coach, but as a man and someone that you'll be working with directly since he coaches the quarterbacks?
Yes, sir. You know, he's a real down to earth guy. You know what I mean? I feel like he's gonna keep it straightforward with you, and I definitely just want to get developed by him. You know what I mean? So, I've sat in the QB rooms, just meetings. You know, I just want to learn from him. You know what I mean? He's a very intelligent football guy. You know, he knows his game. So I'm just excited to when I get there to learn.
You're your own quarterback, but did seeing Anthony Richardson last year with your running ability and your arm strength, did seeing how they used him, could you maybe envision yourself like, hey, I think I can do this, and these might be some of the play calls that they would have for me given my skill set?
Yes, sir, without a doubt. You know what I mean? It was a great indicator for this season just to watch AR operate in the system, because definitely one of the most similar play styles in college football as compared to me in the backfield.
That's awesome. And then obviously, you look at Florida season, not the season that they wanted without a doubt. But they've got guys like you and certainly a bunch of players that they signed in the 2023 class that have bought into this program. What do you feel like the future holds, just with some of the guys that have signed and enrolled, and then certainly some of the players like you that they have committed for the future?
I'm really excited what the future holds. You know what I mean? That's what I've been saying in all my past interviews. Just like I definitely just wanted to be a part of what Coach Napier is finna build. You know what I mean? So I'm just excited to see where this program heads, and I'm just thankful and honored to be a part of it.
And then
you're on record. You're on record saying you're coming for that #1 class next year.
Yeah.
Oh yes, sir, without a doubt. Yes, sir.
So that means,
Most
yeah,
definitely.
and I see you on social media. You're sending tweets. You're talking to guys. I'm sure you're talking to guys, that you've had relationships with as well. Do you have a hit list? Who's on DJ Lagway's list of, hey, you need to come join me because together this group that we can build can be something special?
Really, right now, I'm just overall looking at a overall perspective. Right now, I'm trying to really get some O-linemen. Got some key O-linemen recruits committing this month. So just really trying to build that relationship with those guys, because that's a huge thing for me, just having those guys up there to block for me so I can do my thing and just overall help team success. So I feel like getting the big guys up front is going to be a game changer. So that's my biggest thing right now to focus on.
That's smart. That's smart. They keep your jersey clean. Make sure you bring them with you.
Yeah, right.
And
Yeah,
DJ, when you go about trying to recruit some of your peers, like, what's your approach? Are you hounding guys a lot? Are you like subtle with it? Are you just sending them stats and facts? How do you come at them?
Really, I'm really subtle about it. Some guys, it depends like on the type of relationship I have with that person or not.
Sure.
So like some people like that to be on them about it. But some people don't. So I just really just try to figure out the person and the player, how they like to be communicated with. Just really want to build a bond. Like even if they didn't come to Florida, what I wish they did. But even if they did, just still have that relationship with them, because you never know with this transfer portal stuff, they might end up right back to square one and choose Florida. So you never know. So I just want to just build that relationship with those guys and get on a personal scale, personal relationship, so they could trust me and trust my word.
And what were your conversations like with AR during this process? And what kind of feedback did he give you about playing quarterback at the University of Florida, but also playing for this new staff and kind of everything he got to see this past year?
Basically, when I talk to him, he's just like, just really enjoy the process. Just try to get better each and every day, and just make sure you keep that one goal in mind that you want to achieve.
You took visits to USC, Clemson, A&M. What did you really like about that Florida visit?
Just the family environment that the whole staff brings. Just the way the game atmospheres are just different from all the games I've been to. So I was just excited to see the fan base. Just how much the fan base showed me love. That's a huge shout out to them. Because like they showed me a tremendous amount of love, so that meant a lot to me as well.
Did you see the Lagway to the swamp outside the frat houses?
Yes, sir. Yes, I did. That was awesome. It was a true dream come true.
Now, part of that trip, Florida's got, obviously the Jordan sponsorship. They got the shoes up on the wall. I see the logo on your sleeve right there, the 3-stripe life. Now, what will that transition be like? It seems like you're an Adidas guy right now, but there's some Jordan stuff coming your way.
It really don't matter to me. I wear whatever brand. So I'm just really excited to get down to Gainesville and just get to work. Right away, come trying to compete for the starting job. And just try to be a day one leader and try to lead my teammates to success on and off the field.
Now you mentioned competition, DJ, and we're wrapping up here with Florida's quarterback commit. You made your commitment to Florida after Jaden Rashada committed to the Gators, and I think even when he made that decision, you openly cheered it on social media. That clearly didn't steer you away from the Gators. Why is that? Why was that something when he initially committed? Did that not make you have some hesitation?
Just because I have faith in myself, and my abilities, and Jaden's a great guy, and I feel like we would have fit perfectly in the QB room, just learning from each other and just helping each other get better, and that would have been a huge thing for me.
For sure. And then what was your, just reaction to all the stuff that's happened in the last couple of weeks and just kind of knowing that situation has kind of resolved itself?
I just wish the best for Jaden and his family. Jaden's a really nice dude. I met him at the QB retreat, so I had a great time with him. So I just really just wish him and his family the best.
And then obviously, go ahead. I was going to say, while we're on this topic, Florida fans would be beating me over the head if I didn't ask you. I'm sure you've already gotten a bunch of people offering to take any online classes that they can to get you to reclassify. Is that something that you've even considered? Is that in the cards at all, or is that something you haven't even thought about yet?
No, sir, that's nothing I've thought about. I'm just really focused on my senior season with my high school guys. It's gonna be my last ride with those guys. I've grown up since first grade, so I'm just excited to play that season with them, and then that's when the real work starts.
No doubt.
And what does the senior season mean to you? I mean, last year you had to deal with the ankle injury, and you missed the last game. Zach and I were trying to come and see you for your last game, but there was some crazy rain that Friday, and you weren't playing, so we didn't get to see it. But what does this senior season mean, especially considering what you had to play through last year, just with the ankle?
Man, it means a lot. I just want to leave off on a great note. Just give what my town and my community so rightly deserves. And that's winning. So I just want to be able to leave off on a great remark.
The last one for me. Listen, I gotta get my baseball question in here, Zach. We gotta talk. We gotta talk some baseball. First question is, when you came on your visit, you had the picture with the baseball bat and the shoulder pads. Do you know where that picture was first taken?
Yes, sir. Bo Jackson. Yeah.
Okay. Sir. Okay. You know your history. What did it mean to you just to have on that visit to be able to, get to see, baseball and maybe talk to Coach Geralman and talk to Coach Chuck? And what does it mean to you just that Florida will tell you and means it? Hey, if you want to play both sports, that's tough. You got to juggle a lot of stuff, but that's an option here.
That's truly a blessing. So I'm just excited to do both if possible. Just most definitely focus on football first. So once I get the football stuff going on, and then focus on the baseball. So I'm excited.
Have you had a chance to talk with Max Brown at all? I don't know if you're aware that he's playing baseball this spring, but have you had a chance to catch up with him and maybe seeing how he's trying to juggle both?
No, sir. I haven't connected with him yet.
Well, he might be a guy you need to connect with. He'll be he's on the roster for baseball, so he might tell you like, hey DJ, I'm tired. I'm tired. It's a lot. But yeah, he's getting ready. He's an outfielder. I understand you're a pitcher though, right?
Yes, I play outfield mainly though.
Okay. What's better? A passing touchdown or a home run?
Passing touchdown. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm a football fanatic. I love giving the ball to my other guys and letting them do their thing. You know what I mean? So that's what I love.
DJ, don't let him down easy.
You're breaking my heart, DJ. Breaking my heart.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. DJ, before we let you go, we talked about Joe and obviously Coach Napier, but we hear so much about this staff, the Army, as the Gator Nation likes to call it. Who were just some of the people also that were involved in your recruitment that, you've built relationship with, whether that's Coach O'Hara or other people on the recruiting staff that just kind of makes Florida part of why it's a special place?
Definitely Coach Jaluk, you know what I mean? And I have a great relationship with him. He's my area. He recruits my area, so every time he comes down, you know what I mean, just being able to connect with him is amazing, you know what I mean? Real nice guy on and off the field, you know what I mean? So I'm just excited to just build my relationship with him, you know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. And then when's your next time you're coming down to Gainesville?
I'll be down January 28th. Yes, sir.
28th. That's awesome, man. Well, safe travels. I know Florida fans are looking forward to seeing you back around these parts and definitely having you recruiting for them this next cycle. So we'll definitely be watching. I don't know if Nick and I can get back out to Texas again. But one way or another, we're going to see you on that football field, man. So definitely looking forward to seeing it, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We appreciate you coming on, DJ.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, DJ. That's a Florida quarterback commit, DJ Lagway.